All right, guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do issue 5 of Extremity by Skybound Image by Daria Warren Johnson and Mike Spicer. Now, we are, let's say, we're going to continue, of course, this book, but I have to say now that I've read it, I think it clicked with me, maybe. I criticized this book in the last 4 issues, and what I said, I just stand by it, and because I think my criticism is valid, but also, and that's maybe on me, I think I wanted this book to be something different than what it actually is. And what it actually is so far a revenge book where extreme things are happening, extremity. And I totally forgot that. I mean, it's just not only, the name of the book, but it also happens in the book. And maybe at first glance I didn't get it, right? Why all these people are doing this weird stuff. But it's basically this man, this father with his daughter and son has lost his family, his home, and he's going through extremes to get it back. And then we see also, the world through the eyes of this young girl that's basically his daughter that, likes to draw, but then, is getting her hand cut off of the enemy, because of the enemy, right? Because of what happened. Look at this. This looks great. So this is the tower that they live in. They lost their home because the enemy got it somehow. Check out my other videos if you want to get the gist, right? So her name is Thea, right? And he says, I drew mom. And he says it's beautiful. But then at the same time, in the now, he is torturing this guy, see last issue. And he says, get it over with. And he says, I can do that, honey. What's in your head? So he said, how long were you a slave warrior? 4 years? 5. And that whole time you're fighting for a woman you hated. To keep my family alive, yes. And Nim, that's basically the enemy's name, the woman that is in power. She takes what she wants, and when she wants, it steals the homes of rival clans. Men say her castle is made from the strongholds of the enemy, stitched together like some monstrous sculpture. So he says, I cannot get past the defenses, and now I have found this whatever this is, but it has to be turned on, and he needs him to do it. And he says, no, right? He says, there are good people living there, innocent from the wars we wage on each other, as much as despise the Paznina, that's the other faction. I won't subject them to the terrors in the deep. Very well. He says, hey, Thea, come out here. So you put that down. See, we're going to hurt this man to get what this clan needs to get to Nim. Are you ready? And he gives her the knife to, torture him. And then we see this flashback of this loving father that loves his, daughter very much. But then now he's turning her into basically him, right? And then we have this dialogue that's about the brother. My sister wasn't always like this. She used to joke. She loved to sing. But when she couldn't draw anymore, it's like all the good parts of her left. So this is the robot that's been powered down, right? And he is in this vehicle, and he talks to this guy that cannot hear him. I'm not sure if it's a guy. I believe it's a human brain, but I'm not entirely sure. Father because is strong, because he doesn't hesitate to take the blood of our enemies. He calls me weak because I do. I guess I am. Now, I called this guy out in the last couple issues. I called him weak. He's soy boy, or no, well, not really a soy, but I called him, a weaker part, because I think this is more, how do you say, the girl boss thing that they are doing in the last couple of years that I really hated. And I thought it is this, but different. And I like that the creator, Daria Warren Johnson, or Mike Spicer, is basically acknowledging that this guy is not made for war, and that he is maybe, as he admits himself, weak, right? And so he's reading these books and about the war that's happened before, that the warmongers are men and women taking the blood of other people. Am I a coward to think that? I haven't lost my hands in war. I haven't been tortured. What right do I have to say how you respond to hate? Maybe I'm an coward, afraid to kill even when my sisters need me. I wish mom was here. Yeah, so again, I like this. And, I give him in flack, but this is a nice turn of events. So, yeah. But then, they've been found out by the enemy. Meanwhile, Thea is getting a little bit of a lecture of this guy. And do I want to know what's going on in there? Only what needs to be done. That much I can see in blood, right? Don't look at me that way, Rahabi. I'm trying to save us. By destroying another clan, if you have an issue with our ways, why didn't you leave with Rollo? So Rollo is this guy, right? Her brother, right? So he says, I owe my life to your father many times over. I cannot abandon him, no matter how dark his mind may get, right? So he says, you remember my Anne? I remember the Paznina throwing her off a roof. Do you remember this? You brought everyone so much joy. You had a talent unlike any other, but it wasn't about the most amazing. That wasn't the most amazing thing about you. What amazed me most was you sharing it. I believe this is a little girl, right? Drawing things like this for others. So again, that's my gripe. That people are always praising her somewhat, but maybe there was a moment. There is light in you, but I see it's getting dimmer and dimmer. And then he says that he also did some very awful things, and that he is, although he is acknowledging that he has done that, he has to live with it. And he says each time the blood stains and the blackness stays. All right, but then we go to the torturing bit, right? Because Thea comes in and he says, what are you doing? She has no part in this. Dag is determined man, he won't break. This is the only way now. He says, no, please, right? He says, untie him. Just don't hurt her. So he punches in the code, and then it's activated. It's done. Well, he says, almost. And in fact, dude, what do you got to do? Well, I just have to take what you took from me. How does it feel? There are no words, are there? Dude. Yeah, this guy has completely lost it. Well, he's pretty determined. He's extremely calm, and he knows exactly what he's doing. And then the other white guy comes in, and he says, oh shit. He says, Paznina warship approaching. 3 miles to Rome. Call the man inside the rock face on the southern side. Have Jorgo move our skiff underneath the plane, out of sight. We planned for an ambush here. He just kills this guy. Like I said, there's no emotion. It's just, he does what he has to do. Whatever it takes. So let's go, Abby. Thea looks back, and this guy's still alive somehow. He says, I'm so sorry, Thea. And then he dies. Yeah, war has always have two sides. No one is ever innocent, right? And then get the cannons on the north side of the island, fall back into the house, move. So they are preparing for attack. And then, Thea is starting to draw again. The father is looking one more time at his wife that has been died or killed by this guy, who is now also dead. Yeah, like I said, and that's the end of the book, by the way. I mean, for this issue, extreme measures, and and it shapes a person. This guy is not per se evil or something, but he has switched off a part of his heart or his brain and closed his heart for forgiveness and empathy, and he wants to take back what people took from him. And that's the extreme part. So this is the next issue that we're going to tackle, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think about this comic. See you next time. Bye-bye.